Thanks everyone for joining. Please raise your hands if you have questions for Coach. We'll start with Miles Ehrlich.
Hey, Coach. First of all, congratulations tonight. You outscored the Mystics 49-28 after the break, flipping an 18-point deficit. In the first half, they were getting out in transition a lot and capitalizing with open threes. So what happened at halftime to tighten that up? Because the defensive intensity was really something else after the break.
We had a little talk. We had a little talk. 16 fast break points. I don't know that we've had 16 fast break points in a game this season, and they had 16 at half and then didn't have any in the second half. I thought that was really a really big adjustment that they made. The defensive intensity, the will and the want to went up drastically. And that was definitely the difference in the game.
Thank you. And just one more from me. Sabrina made 6 of 7 today, including a late 3 contested by Tina and a really tough layup. Every game she seems to be moving a little bit better, and she got downhill a lot today. What did you see from her performance throughout the afternoon?
She was big for us down the stretch. I mean, that was vintage Sabrina. We had to really be careful and manage her minutes, or else she probably would have played a lot more. But some of the things she's doing better now is she's using those ball screens. She's coming off tight. She's setting up the ball screens better. She's not coming off straight up. She was more aggressive tonight, not letting, hard shows and physical defense bother her as much. I just thought that she really came out and adjusted and looked like herself tonight. And her taking the onus on herself to make those adjustments and how big of a difference that makes for our team when she's a playmaker down the stretch and she's looking to create her own shot and create for other people. It is a game changer. It really is.
Thanks so much. Congratulations again on the win.
Thank you.
Doug Feinberg.
Well, I mean, you talk about defensive intensity and will. Is anyone sum that up better than Jasmine Jones in that second half? I mean, playing great, diving over the bench and saving herself. Like, just her play in that second half was pretty impressive to watch, I'm guessing.
It sure was. I mean, she getting to the line 7 times, knocking down every free throw. They all mattered. Everything she's done, really, it's been a mental adjustment that she's made. And staying locked in after starting off 0 for 3 was really impressive. Because there are times with Jazz, she can ride the highs of those emotions, and then when she's frustrated, it can bring her down. I can relate. I'm similar, and so some of the things that we've talked about now for since last season, and I thought she applied really well tonight, was just staying a little bit more even. Continuing to bring the intensity and the energy and the effort without being as performance driven. And she just stuck it out tonight. And boy, her energy, her offense and defense, she had 0 turnovers. I mean, Jazz was, again, a game changer for us. Without that performance, I don't think we could have gotten back in that game.
Thanks, Coach.
Sarah Valenzuela.
Hey, Coach. Just 2 really quick questions from me. Was there an official diagnosis or ruling on what happened with Didi? And would you say that the defensive intensity that sort of kicked up happened kind of also as a result of Didi going down?
I don't know. I don't know that I'd say that. I think Didi, was poised to continue to contribute the way that she always does with her effort and energy and physicality. I was going to make a point to get Didi more minutes tonight. I just told her that in the locker room, and we were on the road to doing that. But yeah, her energy and effort is like one of the most consistent things we have on our team. And so finding the ways where she can contribute on the offensive end consistently, and, where she can really find her niche while she's still working on her shot, which it takes time. It's just not something that you fix overnight. It's a season long, multiple season process. So really proud of Didi. I wish we could have seen more of her tonight. I think she was poised to have a pretty big game. And we don't have an official diagnosis yet. I just know that she got rocked pretty hard. And obviously with her injury history, I think it was pretty scary for her. But we don't have anything official quite yet.
Sorry, I just wanted to clarify. I didn't mean anything on Didi. I meant, was there more motivation from the team to play harder after watching Didi go down so hard?
I don't know. I don't. No, I understood what you meant. I just don't know. I don't know if that was what spurred them. It could have been. I thought they came out with that intensity in the second half. I think they knew that if they didn't play at an 11 out of 10 on the intensity scale, that they weren't going to have a chance to get back in the game. And it's really speaks volumes to their will that they did that. I think that the frustrating part is that it took that first half and really coming out really flat for them to find it at half. But I think that it's definitely something to build on. It's definitely something to be excited about. And comeback wins are tough. Home or the road, they're tough. And being down 20 and 18 at halftime, finding a way, it was pretty special. It was fun to watch.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. I wanted to ask you a bit about Rashonda Gray and how she was able to impact you guys on the floor. I mean, although she fouled out, she had some pretty clutch, layups toward the end of the game.
Yeah. Rashonda, I think she missed her first few shots. She shot a 3. She was popping. We've been adamant about her rolling, and she made that adjustment in the second half. And it really puts so much pressure on the rim because she catches everything. She catches high, low, at her knees. It doesn't matter. She catches everything. And so having a target who's so effective in the roll game, I think really opens things up for our wings and our guards. And I think without Rashonda's ability to roll and finish and put pressure on the paint, again, we would have had a really hard time in this game. So I can't say enough about that. And then additionally, her defense. I thought her energy, her physicality was really helpful.
Brilliant. And so, in the past, there was an issue that when the shots didn't fall, the team would lose energy. But it seems like that didn't really happen today. How do you think they were able to stay focused when the shots weren't falling in the beginning of the game?
I think there's a certain flow to a game. One of the things we talked about recently, and I think I talked to you guys a little bit about it a couple of days ago, is the idea that a one pass shot, even if it's fairly open, the rhythm of that shot is not often very good. And I think that, it's like, oh, it was open looks and we're just missing, but it's more than that. There's something to the flow of the offense and people getting the ball a little later in the shot clock once we've broken down their defense and they're prepared to take that shot. I thought we did a better job of generating those types of shots later. And I think that's why we were able to break out of that funk a little bit. It's definitely something we struggle with because when you're trying to get up and down and play a little faster, there are times where it's hard to differentiate what's a good shot, what's a great shot, time, score, situation. And again, it's a young group. They're all kind of finding their way. And it's not so simple as saying, you do it one way all the time. Different games necessitate different approaches and adjustments. So tonight they were able to make that adjustment. They were able to create the shots they wanted to. They started to get to 2 feet in the paint late after struggling with that early. They really shared the ball and found one another. And I think that's such an important part of our identity. And when we're not doing that, we just struggle.
Thanks so much, Walt, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Coach, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the win. This was a heck of a game in the sense that the crowd was pumping. You come back from 20 points down. Liberty legend is in the building on the other side. So my question to you is, what sort of effect can a win like this have on the team on both the short and long-term prospects of this franchise?
I don't know that I'd be able to extrapolate it that far in terms of long-term, other than the fact that it's another one of those landmarks, I guess you could say, where, as I've said to you guys a few times this year, the idea of this group not having been together until now, every experience is a new one and every accomplishment is something that they can build off of. And so for the long-term perspective, I would say that coming back from an 18-point deficit, coming back from a really flat start and finding a way to actually close that game out, not just come back, oh, we cut it to 2 and we didn't have the gas at the end. I mean, they found a way. The fact that they know they can do that the more often that they're able to do that, they really can start to believe in their capacity to close out games. And so I think from the long-term perspective, that's really big. I also think that players' ability to make the adjustments that we needed to make at halftime is something that you can build off of, because now they know, hey, coach is yelling at me for a reason. They're telling me to do this for a reason. Let me try it. And, hopefully it works. But yeah, I think that the building really comes from everybody having an experience, a shared experience together, and then knowing that they can repeat that if they control the controllables and they provide the behaviors necessary to do so.
Makes sense. And don't sell yourself short, coach. It was a 20-point deficit you came back from. So thanks for your time, and have fun out there.
Thank you.
Rafiq Lewison.
Hey, coach, congratulations on the win. Sabrina Ionescu finally got more active in knocking down threes and finding players on the inside. What are your impressions about the way that she played in today's victory?
Yeah, I think, like I was saying, it was really about her making the necessary adjustments in the pick and roll. I think she's been too passive. High dribble, standing straight up, not really looking to be aggressive, and both in looking for a shot and just coming downhill. I think the teams knew that she was looking to shoot or pass coming off that thing. So adding the component of attacking, sometimes getting downhill, trying to get to the rim, and then she can pass, or she can, try to finish or get to the line. I thought that she just applied some of the things that we've been working on really, really well in a short amount of time.
Great. Thank you, Coach. And thanks everyone for joining us. If you just entered, please raise your hand if you have questions. Next up, we have Benijah Laney. Let's give her a second to get into the room. Thanks, everyone. Sarah Valenzuela.
Hey, Benijah, congratulations on the win.
Hi, thank you.
I was just wondering about the uptick in defensive and also offensive intensity in the second half. Was that partly just because of the speech that you guys got in the locker room at halftime, or was it more led by watching Dee Dee sort of go down as hard as she did?
I think it had a little bit to do with both. At halftime, we definitely talked about making an adjustment of coming out and just being more aggressive on both ends of the floor. And then, that second group, they just really came in and got us fired up. So Dee Dee, before she went down, she was doing great things. And then just the intensity that we got from Jazz, just really helped fuel us.
Pepper Pursley.
Hi, Benijah. Congrats on the win. So you just touched a little bit on Jazz, and I wanted to ask you about her. So she always seems to come into the game and bring so much energy that seems to always be contagious to everybody out there on the court. Can you just talk about her energy and her impact on the team?
It's great. Just the intensity that she brings to the game, and it's really contagious. So when Jazz comes in and she's out there being aggressive and just playing really hard, I think that just rubs off on all of us. And, she wants to play hard for us, and it just makes us want to play hard for each other.
Thank you.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Benijah, good to see you, and congratulations on the win. So first, before I ask you about the game, we really haven't gotten a chance to talk to you about making the All-Star team. So first, I just want to know what it means to you to be able to represent an All-Star, and if you could take us through what happened when you got the call and who were the first people who you called to let them know and I guess celebrate with.
It was a really good feeling, just to see all the hard work and where I came from just, continue to pay off. it felt amazing. And I got the call in the airport, the day after the game while we were traveling from Kathy, and I just called my family to celebrate with them. And then, they called the team. And so everybody kind of found out, at the airport. But yeah, no, it was just a great feeling. And I'm, just really thankful that, again, my hard work is paying off, and just for everybody that voted for me and it has supported me to, get me to this point.
That's lovely. Thank you. And now about the game. So Michaela talked to us yesterday about how she believed you all were very much so a different team compared to the first time that you played the Mystics versus how you all are now. So why do you think that's especially true after being able to battle back after a 20-point deficit?
I think just the continued time spent together, the time working together, our chemistry is building. We're continuing to, figure out what each one of us likes, how we play. And, we did see them early on in the season. And so as we continue to go along, we just got to continue to gel, continue to build off of, everything that we have going now for the rest of the season to, get the success that we want.
And the final one for me, I asked Coach about this idea of how sometimes you guys struggle with focus when the shots don't fall. So how do you think the team adjusted better today, especially when you came out a little flat with shots not falling?
We just stayed with it, we didn't allow that to get us down. We didn't allow that to, knock us off of the focus. Like you said, that's been a big, part of what we harp on, before the game, just making sure that we're staying focused, staying locked in and engaged. And, I think that we just really did a really good job of that, especially going down 18 points and to be able to fight back and come out with the win.
Thanks so much and congratulations.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Naja, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on a big win and your all-star nod. So from a player's standpoint, when did the idea of a comeback to not only get close, but to win the game become realistic?
I think we kind of believed it going into the second half. We knew what we had to do. We talked about it in the locker room, and we always know, but this time we just happened to really be locked into and be able to execute, what our game plan was, and we just stuck with it. And like I said, just the energy and everything that we had off the bench, to continue to push us and drive us throughout the game, it was really great.
And a win like this is certainly exciting. It's a relatively packed house on a holiday weekend. People come in, and there's a former Liberty legend on the other side of it. 25th anniversary. You guys make up the deficit. The stars are out. You make up for a teammate going down. So, what sort of an impact, both short term and long term, can a win like this have on the franchise?
I think it just, it shows us what we're capable of. It shows us, what we have to do. It shows us that we are capable of fighting back and getting that win. I don't think that, the previous times that we've gone down by so much, we've gotten the result that we've wanted. So for us to be able to pull that off, it just shows us, what we can do when we execute our game plan. So I think that, we just have this momentum right now. And as long as we continue to build off of that and we continue to know what it looks like and then do what it looks like, we'll be in great shape.
Appreciate your time and insight. Thank you for joining us.
Miles Ehrlich.
Hey, Banaja, congratulations on the win today. At halftime, early in the third quarter, when the team fell down by 20, obviously there was a lot of expended effort, like you said, from the second unit, but everyone really had a hand in this victory today. You had 5 players with 5 or more rebounds, and you held them to 0 for 14 from the 3-point land in the second half. Just how much from that halftime talk that you guys had, because Walt talked about how you gave up 16 fast break points in the first half and none in the second. How well were you able to stick to those principles? And like you said, you believed it all the way through, but how'd that help you pull it out?
The talk, we just kind of talked about everything that was going on, while we were in that position, while we were down 18 at the half, and just really, again, came out with that focus that we needed to execute the different things that we weren't executing in the first half.
Last question, Rafiq Lewison.
Hey, Benija, congratulations on the win. Your teammate Jasmine Jones literally went diving for the floor late in the third quarter. What does that tell you about the type of hustle that she brings to your team?
I mean, Jazz, she brings a lot of hustle, a lot of intensity, just a lot of energy that we need, especially in those moments, where we're down and we may be flat or defeated even, for her to just come in and be that spark that we needed, she is a really, really, really big reason that we got this win tonight, as along with the help that we got from everybody, Sabrina, Mick, Rashana coming off the bench, Kylie making passes, Sammy hitting big shots and getting really big rebounds, just the energy that we had from Nay and Dee, just everybody that came in, I really believe made a impact, tonight. But Jazz, she really just fueled us.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Benija. Next up, we have Sabrina Ionescu. Doug Feinberg.
Hey, Sabrina, the last 4 minutes, I think you had 5 points and those 2 big assists to Rashonda. Just talk about the play down the stretch by you guys to rally from 18 down and come out with a win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't start off great, and we had to, come together in the locker room, figure out what we needed to do and how we needed to come out of this game. And I think we all believed that we could win, if we did the controllables and played like we know we can. And so it was huge to be able to come out and get a win against a very good team. But I think it was, more importantly, just showed us that this is the way that we need to play in order to win games in this league.
Pepper Pursley.
Hi, Sabrina. Great to see you. Congrats on the win. So you had a really big game today. Can you just talk about your growth and how you've developed to this point?
Yeah, I mean, watching a lot of film, of course, and being able to practice, go up against, teammates, but also just working with Walt and Jackie and, watching past film, seeing what I can do better and ways that I can continue to improve my pick and roll game. And that's, what we worked on yesterday and what we've been working on this week. So it's nice to see that, I'm able to use that and find teammates. And Rashonda played great and was able to roll and get some easy buckets there late in the game.
Thank you so much.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Sabrina, congrats on the win. Thanks for being here with us. So Michaela talked to us a little bit yesterday about how she believes you all were a very different team the first time you played the Mystics versus how you all perform now. So why do you think that's true, especially after being able to battle back from a 20-point deficit?
I think, it's definitely true. Watching film, back on the games that we played against them, I don't really recognize that team. I don't think we really, had an identity and knew each other all that well. There was moving parts, people still coming in from overseas and not getting a lot of practice together. And so now that we have our core group here that we're going to war with, game in and game out, it's been really fun to kind of lean on each other for advice, lean on each other for help in games like this where someone has to pick someone else up and we can just, go to war together. And so it was huge. It showed, being down at half and then being able to come back and fight and win this game. I think that shows the identity of this team and what we need to continue to do.
Brilliant. And if I could get you to expand upon how Rashonda was able to impact you guys on the floor this afternoon and just the adjustments she was able to make. She was taking some jumpers in the first half, but then something happened and she was able to get some easy buckets for you in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, she's coachable, and that's something huge. She's come into this team always ready, and she's ready to learn, ready to be a better teammate, and ready to be a better player. And so being able to talk to her and tell her what I saw off the pick and roll, which was just dive right to the basket, and if I don't have you, I'll have a skip. The first half I was getting some of those skips, but then, late in the fourth quarter, the rolls were wide open and she was able to get some easy baskets. And so her willingness and, desire to be the best that she can and find ways to continue to improve and be coachable is really what makes her and what helped us win down the stretch.
Brilliant. Final one for me. Why does this, or what does this win mean to you today, especially with Tina Charles in town for the first time in front of the fans? And how does this win sell to fans that what you all are building here is something very special?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. There was a lot of people in attendance watching, and a lot of them could have left when we were down at half, but everyone stayed, and it was vibrant, it was loud, it was electric in there. And so I think everyone's able to see we're still a young team figuring each other out, a young coaching staff, you know, a young head coach. And so we're still trying to figure things out, you know, with him, with ourselves, what we can do to continue to get better every single day. And that takes, you know, games being played, practices happening. And so I'm super excited. This win was something that we really needed as a core group. And I think it helps us, you know, going into this next game coming up.
Thanks so much, Sabrina. Congrats.
Thanks.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Sabrina, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the win. So at what point, from a player standpoint, at what point in this game did it come back to not just keep things close, but to actually steal the victory? When did that become realistic?
I think when we just went on our run in the third quarter, you know, we got some stops and we were able to get out and transition and hit some shots, get to the basket. And I think at that moment when we cut it to about 10, we all knew that if we can continue to do that, we're in a really good spot. And so, you know, players made plays down the stretch from Jazz to Rashonda Gray to Dee coming in and, you know, giving us a huge lift off the bench, and, you know, her rebound, you know, tip out. I know she got injured, but we got a 3 out of that. And so that just, you know, stuff like that's contagious. Energy is contagious, all of that stuff. So it was awesome to see.
What was the mood like after Dee went down? Was there any special message in the huddle after that? And were you able to say anything to Dee before or after she went off? I believe she came back to the bench. So did you have any message for her either on the bench or in the locker room to pick her up a little bit?
I mean, obviously her health is most important. So we just asked if she was okay and she said yes. So that at the end of the day, that's what we cared about and what was most important to us aside from, you know, the game. And so I'm super excited and happy to see that, you know, she's going to be okay and she's, you know, kind of bouncing back from that hard fall.
Very fair. Thanks you for your time and insight.
Miles Ehrlich.
Hey, Sabrina. Tonight was a rare off-shooting night for Sammy. She was just 2 of 7 from the floor, but she pulled down a team-high 9 boards. Just how important is it as a team to have a guard that's getting in there? Because you like to get in there for those rebounds too, just to be able to just relieve some of that pressure from the bigs that had their hands full tonight with Tina Charles.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a group effort. You know, we always talk about gang rebounding, which it takes all of us. And so the bigs are fighting down there, boxing out, and us guards have to get in there and get the loose ones. And so Sammy did a great job of doing that. She does every single game. But what's most important is that she finds a way to contribute and help our team win, whether shots are going in or not. And I think every single player is now able to lean on that and be able to watch her do that every single night, that she's not necessarily shooting the ball great, and see how she's able to stay on the floor and help us win. And so that's huge across the board for everyone to be able to see and continue to learn from that.
Thank you. And I know you've answered a couple of questions about Rashonda already, but I've got just one more. She brings something that outside of the game and a half that you guys had with Natasha Howard, you really haven't had much, because you have Kylie that pops out a lot more to the 3. And you found her in transition for a layup, and she makes all those catches down low, those pick and rolls. Just what kind of element does she do, and how does it make the game easier for you as a point guard?
Yeah, I mean, her presence inside, her ability to roll, and her ability to catch and also run the floor. I mean, we've probably gotten one, you know, long run out in every single game that we've played together here. And so I think that goes to show, like, she wants it. She's trying to do everything that she can to help this team win. So her ability to just learn from whatever we need at that moment, whether it's running, whether it's getting stops on defense, rebounding, or whether it's rolling. And so she did a huge job in being a post presence and being able to roll that we haven't really had this season with Natasha out. But I think it's also teaching Kylie a great amount about what she can do to continue to help. You know, she's such a great shooter for us, and so we love the pick and pop, but also sometimes rolling is going to be huge for her. So they're able to work together and continue to get better for us.
Thanks so much. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sabrina. Next up, we have Jazz Jones. All right, Doug Feinberg.
I can't see myself.
Uh-oh.
I can't see myself. It's a little thing
Okay.
right there. Yeah, there we go.
Can you hear?
Yeah,
I can hear perfectly.
Okay, perfect. You ready? Doug, we're good.
we see it, Jazz. Talked about that defensive intensity and will in that second half, which you typified. That play, you went out of bounds. You didn't get the ball saved, but you dove over the bench and saved yourself. Just talk about the effort in that second half defensively. And again, that play, what you were thinking and how you saved yourself in it.
In halftime, we knew in the first half, we wasn't sticking to our defensive principles as a team. And we know we let them like get a lot of easy shots, just easy buckets, and we didn't bring no intensity, no kind of energy in the first half. So we talked about it at halftime as a team, and we knew coming into the second half, we have to turn our defense up. If we turn our defense up, our offense will come. We did exactly just that. And then on that play, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like for real, like, so I thought I had the ball. I thought I was gonna throw it between my legs before I went out of bounds, but it hit my knee. And so I'm thinking, I said, all right, I'm going full speed. I can't stop myself because if I stop myself, I'm probably going to like just, end up hurting myself. So I was like, all right, you see the chairs. Make sure you step on the chairs cautiously and don't go in the chairs. So I had to step 1, 2, boom, boom. And then I saw the rail. I said, fuck. All right. Grabbed the two, went over. I said, there it is. So, hey, I'm just glad I saved myself. I wasn't hurt after that. I'm just glad, I'm athletic and very acrobatic. I need to be in Tokyo doing gymnastics. That's what my team said. So if y'all hear that out there, USA, Tokyo, me.
I was going to say, is that your Simone moment there with the flip over the bar?
I know, man. It was my one shining moment, and I think I did a great job.
You did. Thanks, Jazz.
Sarah Valenzuela.
That's hilarious. I kind of don't even want to ask my question because it's more serious. You're great. You were the person that was closest to Dee Dee when she went down. So I was just wondering, when you realized that she didn't get up to run back in transition with you guys, when you ran back to her, what was sort of like the first thing that you said to her, and what were you saying to encourage her to like get back up?
Well, when she was down, I was just like, in my head, I was praying. I said, man, just let her be okay. Just let her be okay. Because like Dee Dee has been through so much, and she said it was her neck and stuff. So I was like, Lord, please let her be okay. And so Walt called everybody over, but I wasn't leaving. I was standing right there and I had to make sure she got up. And me and Miss Terry was just like, just take your time, stuff like that. And then when she got up, she started to go back down a little bit. And I said, Dee Dee, you got it. Keep fighting. And I knew once she got up, she was going to be all right. But I just put my hand around her. I said, bro, we got you. So Didi, that's my homie, man. And then she, like I said, she's been through a lot. And so just to see her get back up on her feet, she'll be ready to play on Monday though. I tell you that, because she's a tough person, and she's real hard body. So Didi will be all right. She's gonna be playing on Monday, I bet.
Jackie Powell.
Hey, Jazz. Thank you for those responses. Congratulations, and good to see you. So, Michaela talked to us a little bit about how she believed that you all were a very different. You're a very different team now versus when you played the Mystics the first time. So, why do you think that that's true, especially after being able to battle back from a 20-point deficit?
This team, like, we're starting to gel more, starting to get our chemistry down, starting to figure things out, and we knew we coming into the second half, we was a better team than we was in the first half. And we just knew we just had to just stick to our game plan, stick to our defensive principles. And the fight and the effort and the energy is going to always be there throughout the game, whether we're hitting shots or not. Like, no matter what, top to bottom, we're always going to go out there and give 110%. And we turned up the defensive intensity tonight in the second half. And then the energy and effort was just always there. So, and then we came back, we fought back. Like, this team has a lot of heart. Top to bottom, man, we have a lot of heart and a lot of pride. So we just knew if we just go out and do what we supposed to do what we know how to do what we talk about before every single game, we knew we was gonna be okay.
Brilliant. And also, what does this mean, or what does this win mean to you, especially with Tina Charles in town for the first time in front of the fans on a different team? How does this win sell to fans that what you all are building here is something really special to be a part of?
I mean, like, Tina, this is her team she's played for all her career until up to now, and she had a great game, great homecoming game. She had 31 and 16, but we knew that if Tina gets 30 and we don't let anybody else score in double digits, we're just gonna be okay. That's what happened in the first game. We let everybody else get off, plus Tina getting off, so that was just a bad combo. But like, she paved the way for a lot of us to be here. Like, and then when they call her name out in the starting lineups, I was like, y'all, listen to this, watch this, it's gonna get loud. And it did get loud. So, and then the tribute video, all that was great. But Washington, they're a great team. They're a well-coached team and things like that. So what we're doing here, we just sticking with each other, having each other's back, and just fighting through adversity every step of the way.
Thanks so much, Jazz, and congratulations.
Last one, Pepper Pursley.
Hi, Jazz. It's so good to see you.
Hey.
Congratulations on the win. So I've been asking basically the rest of the team just about your presence and your energy in this game, and they're all like, yeah, Jazz is amazing, and the energy she brings is so contagious, and it's really positive for us. So I was wondering, what does it mean to have teammates who have your back and who support everything that you do and all that you contribute?
I mean, my teammates are awesome, especially these last couple of days. I've been having a tough last couple of days, just mentally and personally. And I opened up to my teammates the other day, and they just been behind me, checking on me, because I'm not the type of person to just open up and ask for you guys to back me up and things like that, because I'm always the one that's doing that for others, and I don't want to project my problems onto other people. But I opened up to my team the other day, and they said, we got you. So I just knew today, like, I knew they had my back, I had their back, and so it was a just all around great team win, and just picking each other up from top to bottom. B played a tremendous game. Like, she stayed in my ear the whole time. She was like, let's go, Jazz, we got you. And like, B dealing with her stuff. B an all-star, man. That's it's crazy. B Lane is an all-star this year, man. So the whole game, I was like, B, we're gonna ride your back. And so just everybody just stepping it up. Sammy continuously being a great leader. Tosh, even when she's not playing right now, always in our ear and just helping the team out. So just knowing, like, top to bottom, we got each other back, and we all we got right now. Like, we legit all we got. This team, this staff, this coaching staff, like the training staff, we all we got. And so we can do nothing but depend on each other and stay focused with each other.
That's incredible. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great 4th. Happy 4th. Be safe. Stay safe, but have fun.
what she said. We'll send the recording and post game notes shortly. Thanks, everyone.